day everyone, welcome back to our all-time favorite TV show, My Question, Your Answer. I am Riza, your host for today. Today is a very special episode as we will be joined by the two some unexpected artists who will share one of their masterpieces and thoughts for today's question. Who are they? Stay tuned to find out. Going back, here we have three callers who will get the chance to answer the question of the day. Should there be an aesthetic standard to determine the quality of a work of art? Remember, if they get to answer the question, they will win 10,000 pesos cash. So without further ado, let's now meet the callers. The first caller is an esport player residing from the lively city of San Fernando, Pampanga. She also has a great passion for sharing her thoughts in different forms of art, especially in genre of poetry. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Miss Gabrielle Sablan.
Hello everyone. I hope you guys are having a pleasant day. I watch this show a lot and I am indeed honored to be part of this segment. Thank you guys for having me.
We are also glad to welcome you here, Miss Gabrielle. Do you mind if I ask you some personal question before we start the main objective?
Sure. Even if you fast talk me, I don't mind. Lights on or lights off?
If you have more time later, why not, right? Okay, going back, Miss Gabrielle, what do you do now?
For now, playing online games is what I really love to do. It eases my mind to play such online games while at the same time I get to learn new skills. Playing is not merely having fun or for entertainment, but it also allows you to gain skills, especially in critical and analytical thinking, as you need to apply various gaming strategies.
Oh, I see. That's good to know, Miss Gabrielle. So, for the next question, Miss Gab, what made you like art?
I consider art as an escape. It lifts me into a new dimension in which I cannot see in reality. I like how art can make me feel calm, especially in situations where my mind is not at rest.
What an inspiring answer! Please hang on, Miss Gabrielle, as we introduce the succeeding callers. The second caller is quite shocker, everyone. Another kapangpangan, if I may add. He is known for his very satisfying Instagram feed. He may even consider as an Instagram model. What can I say? His Instagram feed is a truly sight with a mix of life and art. One would truly be amazed. Let us welcome Mr. Axel Mariano from the city of San Fernando, Pampanga.
Oh my god! Hi everyone! It is a pleasure to be included in this show and be able to talk to you guys. Especially you, Ms. Riza. Honestly speaking, I am a big fan of you and your show.
Oh my! Thank you very much! Now, before we dwell on our main topic, I really would like to catch up on you and your latest happenings, Sir Axel. Your life on Instagram seems so lively. I just can't resist asking you, what is your overall inspiration on your feed? Or how did you come up with it?
Wow! I didn't know a TV show star finds my Instagram worthy of her time. Recently, I have been visiting coffee shops and restaurants around Pampanga. Well, as you can see, I am still a college student, so I don't have that much time to explore places outside of my current location. Oh, regarding my overall inspiration, I just want to have an Instagram feed that is coordinated and pleasing to the eye. I love it when my feed as a whole can be aesthetically pleasing.
Ooh, some deep and artful words right there. Do you have any art background?
None at all. In fact, I am a nursing student who really loves art and anything that is aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I just love it when colors coordinate with each other and create a whole theme. Even black and white photos go well with each other, which creates a bold and rich nature in my Instagram feed.
That's awesome, you know. Not everyone has the eye for art and the patience to do all those just to see the feed worthy of stalking. With that, we would like to know what made you like art.
Thank you very much for that very Miss Universe question. Personally, art has been a part of me ever since I was a child, especially growing up having an architect dad. You know, I have been exposed to the beauty of symmetry and asymmetry at a very young age. That is why I have been considering art as a medium to express and show certain emotions I have felt. Overall, art brings me comfort and a peace of mind.
Now, that is something we would like to hear. Thank you very much, Sir Axel, for that wonderful answer. If you don't mind, please stand by as we get to know our remaining caller. And now for the last and third caller, a girl who loves to make jokes for a living in the province of Quezon. But when it comes to art, she is not afraid to say her opinions about paintings, shows, movies, and many more. She'll be the one who will compile all the opinions and thoughts of all callers today and give the group's final answer.
Oh my gosh, hi my TV. Hello guys, I'm Sydney Valero, but you can call me Mine. Kidding. Thank you for having me today, and I will make sure to finish off today's show wonderfully as I am the main event. Kidding.
Let's see about that, Miss Sydney. Moving on, going back to our first caller, Miss Gabrielle. What is your answer for today's question? Should there be an aesthetic standard to determine the quality of a work of art?
Thank you, Miss Riza, for that question. I believe that there should be no aesthetic standard to determine the quality of a work of art. Why? I have read a statement from David Hume's point of view regarding aesthetics, and I couldn't agree more with him. He believed that beauty is entirely subjective, meaning it lies on a matter of feelings and emotions. To put his view simply, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so if beauty is subjective, where will these aesthetic standards be based? Each of us view on art differently. Therefore, it is also up to the viewer if he or she perceives an art in a good or bad quality. In addition, there are forms of art that are not really constructed for people to please, because the artist focused on the intended message of the art. An example of this is the Can't Help Myself piece from Son Yuan and Peng Yu. The piece may seem to bring mess and chaos, but if the viewer appreciates and understands the message, it turns out to be a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Also, I believe that there is no need for aesthetic standards, as what is important is the emotions that we felt and the messages that we receive in appreciating an art. Thank you.
I see. How about our second caller, Mr. Axel? What is your opinion about the question?
Wow, Ms. Riza! If I didn't know, I would definitely think that this is a tradition for pageants. Kidding aside, my answer would be a big fat yes. The quality of artwork should always be determined by a certain aesthetic standard. That is why I am very crazy about the aesthetic value of my Instagram feed. Imagine a world where a certain standard does not exist. One would never be able to categorize what is average, below average, and above average. The same concept applies to art. One could never depict an art as something beautiful without comparing it to a certain standard. Not to mention, aesthetically pleasing artworks can induce certain emotions, such as happiness, calmness, and even comfort. So eradicating this certain standard could possibly lead to production of emotionless and indifferent artworks. Therefore, art should always have an aesthetic standard to classify and appreciate what is beautiful and not.
Whoa, what an amazing and mind-bending answer. Thank you for that, Sir Axel. Last but not the least, Miss Sydney. What is the final answer of the whole group?
To summarize everything that the past few callers have answered, I agree with most of them. Art is using your own ideas and emotions to communicate through different forms of art. Beauty or aesthetic is purely subjective. The quality of each artwork shouldn't be classified whether it is aesthetic or not, as long as there is a message behind it. Just like what Miss Gabrielle has said, we all have our own opinion on whether an artwork is aesthetic. So if someone will say that an artwork is beautiful, not all people will agree with that. Which is why the quality of art should not have any specific standards as long as the artist is sincere and has expressed what they feel through art. One example of this is the Dadaism art style movement. It doesn't have to achieve the specific art standards for it to be good quality because the artist conveyed what they were feeling with the artwork. There are so many more art movement styles that made a great impact on the audience or the society because they were able to communicate their thoughts. But since we all have our different opinions and standards with art, we should just be open with each other's thoughts.
Thank you for that wonderful answer, Miss Sydney. Because each one of you was able to answer today's question, all of you won 10,000 pesos. Like what I said earlier, we will be joined by some unexpected artists. So without further ado, let me introduce to you the first artist we have today. She gained a prominence in the New York art scene, becoming a member of the 8th Street Club. Let us all welcome none other than Miss Elaine de Kooning.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm Elaine de Kooning. I am a prolific artist, an art critic, and a teacher during the abstract expressionist era.
Hi Miss Elaine, tell us about your painting.
Sure, Miss Riza. So, this painting is called Bullfights. It is inspired by the days I have visited Mexico, wherein I have attended a lot of bullfights. Although bullfights are very chaotic, they give out a burst of energy, which then gave me inspiration for a series of drawings, watercolors, and paintings.
How about your thoughts for today's question?
Evaluating whether an artwork is considered art comes down to aesthetically pleasing or repulsive. It is widely believed that anything that is not aesthetically pleasing to the eyes cannot be art. However, excellent art does not always appeal to the majority of viewers' visual preferences. So, should there be an aesthetic standard to determine the quality work of art? No. The primary goal of an artist does not always have to be aesthetically pleasing, because art has no limits, and just because an art did not meet the visual preferences of other people does not mean it is not a quality work of art.
Thank you so much, Miss Elaine. Let us move on. We have our second artist. He is an advocate for aesthetic movement in his promotion of the art for art's sakes. One of the most important innovators in the modern art and the forerunner of the post-impressionist movement, and is known for his creative painting style and eccentric personality, James Abbott McNeil Whistler is here with us today.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. It is an honor. Thank you. This painting was unintentionally created. I asked my mother to stand in for one of my models who never showed up for a sitting. My mother was forced to adopt the seated pose in order to survive the dozens of modeling sessions she was obligated to participate in. It was never meant to be a representation of motherhood. Instead, I saw it as primarily an artistic arrangement of neutral tones. And to answer the latter question, I actually helped popularize the concept of art for art's sake. Artists who adopted this philosophy put aesthetic values like brushwork and color over any deeper meaning in it. In the past, a painting's title would convey crucial context about the subject or tale it depicted, right? But no, I use musical titles to draw the viewer's attention to the aesthetic aspects of my work, particularly the color palette, and to emphasize the lack of any deeper meaning.
Wow, thank you for that, Mr. James Abbott McNeil Whistler. As you can see, we gain knowledge from our two guest artists today. And for our callers today, I hope I made your day by giving you a chance to see this wonderful artist. Lastly, for our viewers, thank you for watching today's episode. My questions, your answer. I hope I am able to teach you something today. Until next time, see ya!